Welcome back to Get Ready with Juanita. If you'd like to know how I got this look today, please continue watching. I'm back, guys, and I got my eyebrows done, and I also created this look, but I created this look using two different palettes, and the reason being is sometimes there are like some, shades in some palettes that I just don't feel like it goes with the story the way I want it. Or it's an older palette. So the color stories back then worked well for back then. But, today things have changed, of course, because as, makeup changes over time as well. So instead of, saying that these palettes aren't any good anymore, I'm just trying to find a more clever way of using the products. Now, if I choose to use shadows from an older palette, that's my choice. I'm not saying you should use outdated makeup or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, instead of just saying that that palette's really, because I just bought this palette not too long ago, it's just trying to figure out what to do with the color story with very few mattes is a bit hard for me. So what I'm doing is I'm utilizing my all matte rainbow palette to create looks whilst using shimmers from a palette that I'm like, not that inspired to use maybe with the color story that it's in. So let's see what I can do today. I sort of like the look that I created, and I use my blends palette from Blend Bunny. Now I get why I've heard such wonderful things about this formula. Wow, it is just beautiful. And I bought my blends palette from a company called I Feel Beautiful here in Canada. They are located out west in Western Canada, I think in BC, and but they deal with independent makeup brands, and they make it more accessible for us Canadians to get to, and not just us Canadians, also like anybody who wants to order, including the Americans, because they like even got brands coming up from Laminatrix, and that's an Australian brand, or is it Australian or New Zealand? Not quite sure. If you guys know, just let me know down in the make a comment and let me know if you know what it is. But anyway, but the shipping cost to get it up from Australia to here really boosts the costs up. So if you go to a company like I Feel Beautiful, they already have it up here. So then you're not dealing with so many customs and stuff like that. Anyway, just to let you guys know that bit of information. And so the first shade I'm going to go in with is this beautiful pink here. And I just got to make sure I'm using the right brush, because where I did one eye already. And I'm just going to start by using this beautiful little baby pink to, and it's not a cool pink either, so I'm glad. There is a cooler pink there. I wonder how I'll use that guy, because cooler colors are not really my best colors, but if you mix cooler colors maybe with some warm colors, then I can make them work. Because like one of the colors I absolutely love is blue, and blue is cool. So I found ways around it so that it looks still complementing on my skin tone. And so it's just about finding ways of using the makeup. Again, I'm really bad for that, eh? Like saying you instead of me. It's just a cultural thing on my part. So there we go. Awesome. Wonderful. And the next shadow I'm going to go in with is this gorgeous bright pink. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so nice and bright. So I'm just going to use this brush here, and I'm just going to lay some down in my outer corner, and then I'm going to start to blend it in. And I'm really impressed with this formula. It is pigmented and easy to blend. Wow. So like if it's somebody who's a little bit newer getting into makeup, but you're in that transition of trying to get into makeup that's a little bit more pigmented, just because you're going a step up. Like, I mean, I went through my transitions. I gotta say, this is a really nice matte formula because it blends out so easily. Wow, I'm just amazed by that. It's gorgeous. It's really beautiful, beautiful. So, not necessarily for beginners, but it's almost that transition. So, from a beginner taking the next step before, you get into like maybe, I don't know. I'm just a makeup enthusiast. I gotta clarify that first. I'm a makeup enthusiast. So, in my experience, I started off with very simple shadows, and then I went up a step into, I think, I went from something like Essence eyeshadows, and those, well, and then the next step up was more drugstore type eyeshadows. Then I went up to Sephora's eyeshadows, but I only dipped my toes there because I only got a couple of palettes from Sephora. Then I got into indie makeup, and indie makeup is gorgeous. They have the most beautiful shimmers, the most beautiful mattes, highly pigmented, and so much fun. And the color stories that these guys do are amazing. And I don't care if colors are in or not. I find them fun and I'm going to do them. So, just where I'm at in my life. Anyway, guys, the next shade I'm going to go into is this beautiful, beautiful purple here. Now, which one did I use for that one? Let me just see. Sometimes they get away from me. So that one I used for that. So it must have been this one. I use this one here. So I'm going to go into this sort of middle purple. But guys, we all have our journey, and I'm retired and I have some physical disabilities. So, like, this is it for me. Makeup is just a bit of fun. If I share any information, it's based on my own experience and my own growth. So I never studied makeup or anything like that. Well, I did. I did my own self study, but a makeup enthusiast still. I mean, like, am I going to watch an MUA, a makeup artist, especially someone like Robert Welsh? Oh my God, he's this brilliant makeup artist over in England. Like, his makeup is stunning. Do you think I'm ever going to get to that level? No, probably not. But I'm also never going to work on a model. I'm working on me. A friend or my sister or something like that might ask me to do their makeup just to give them some ideas or whatever. I don't mind doing that, but they all know I'm just a makeup enthusiast as well. I'm not a professional, and I'm not aiming to be a professional. But what I am aiming to do is my makeup so it looks pretty every day. And I really, really love doing my makeup. It makes me feel good. And that's the most important thing out of this is that, when you do your makeup, does it make you feel better? It makes me feel better. So, hey, we're winning if we do that. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use my NYX glitter glue. And guys, that's another thing too. Like, don't be too hard on yourself at the end of the day. It's a bit of fun. Like, I strive to learn though, and I like to learn different techniques. And also, I like to be creative. Like, some looks that I come up with are from up there, right? It's not necessarily what I'd seen, but something that I think is going to look fun, or, I'm just trying something new. And what am I going to do? Go do my laundry? I don't have anywhere to go sometimes. So I just have a bit of fun. The first color I'm going to use, I am going to put a little bit of this down. It's a really beautiful, it's at least a dual chrome because I can see like at least one type of shift, but it's got like some blue in it. And I just want to lay it there just because I found it added a little something, something. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just go over with this one. And I'm sort of going to go in the same area because I don't want that too booming blue either, because I'm not going down the blue path. The next one I'm going to use is this one. And again, this one has a shift. This one has a shift, but it's lighter. And I'm just going to bring this beautiful light color all the way over, just under right here a little bit too. There we go. And that is so pretty. I like that. I like that little bit of coolness with the warmth of that bright pink. So I'm really enjoying that. All right, guys. So I got my shimmers on. Let me see. So the next thing I'm going to do is go back to my blends palette. And I want to use this beautiful dark purple, and I'm going to use a pencil brush from Refer. I'm just going to take a dab of that. No, actually, you know what I did first? I used my liner brush. I'm going to use this one first. And I'm just right next to my lashes. I'm going to lay some of this product. And I'm going to go up above. And then I'm going to go to my pencil brush and I'm going to smoke this out. And I'm so happy, sort of this smoky look is quite popular now, it's sort of trending this summer too, from the spring. But I mean, you're seeing, the neat thing is like I've been reading up on some of the trends going on, and like one is like super thin eyebrows, but on the other hand, then it's like really full and bushy eyebrows. It all depends on what you're reading. So, but color and blue as well. Like blue seems to be a big color this summer. Darker pink. I use this beautiful bright one. And I'm just going to go under right here. Yeah, that's it there. That's really pretty. Okay. And then before I put this away, I'm going to use a little tiny detail brush, and I'm going to take the white. And you guys be so proud of me. I did not go into my e.l.f. palette today. I just used the white for my inner corner, because I usually use my e.l.f. contour palette shadow to do above my brow bone and my inner corner, and I use the white today. See, there's growth. There's always a bit of growth. On my part anyway. I like to try different things. It's fun. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do now is take my Cheekbone Beauty. This is my multi-use pencil, which is a wonderful shade for me. And I'm just going to snatch that out. And it's a wonderful little tool to have. And I'm just going to try to, there we go. So this is another way of creating a nice little wing without actually putting tape on or anything like that, or like just creating it out of the shadow. So these really nice little tool to have. I'm going to use my House Labs bronzer. I'm forgetting my head today. If it wasn't screwed onto my shoulders, I would lose it, I swear. So I'm just going to touch up my bronzer just with a powder product. There we go. And then I'm going to go back to my Patrick Ta blush. So I'll use one of my BK Beauty brushes. Let's get this a little bit more pigment going on. I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder. And guys, thank you so much. I've had a few more subscribers, and I really appreciate that. And yes, I'm grateful to those who are watching my YouTube uploads. That really means a lot to me. I don't get any money from this. I don't have any sponsors or anything like this. I buy my makeup from my own money. I'm doing this because it's something for me to do. I'm retired unexpectedly, so any support that I'm getting now really means the world to me. And I just want to say thank you. I'm really grateful. Anyway, I'm going to go off screen and do my mascara. I'll use my Panorama from L'Oreal, and I'll be back in a minute. And, oh, look, I'm so bad. I'm going to spray my face now, too. I really like this look. Nice. All right, guys, I'll be back in a minute. I'm back and I have my mascara on, and I'm just going to use my Hard Candy Lip Shine in Taffy. And I put on a Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat on for my lip liner. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's really nice. I like that. That's great. So I really enjoyed how my makeup turned out today, just sort of dipping into, my brand new palette of mattes, my rainbow palette from Blend Bunny. I understand now why they are very popular for their matte formula. It is absolutely beautiful, and they blend out super easy, nicely pigmented, no complaints there. And I used my Heather Austin palette from Adept, and I used a couple of the shimmers from that palette to create this look. Sort of had the cool with the bright, and I really like how it turned out. So anyway, guys, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. It would really help my channel out as well. Hit that notification bell, and that way you're notified of any future uploads. As well, if you enjoyed today's content, please give my video a like and leave a comment. I would love to hear from you guys. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to chit chat with all of you guys and, just hear any opinions you might have. Anyway, guys, I got to say I'm feeling good and I'm ready for my day. And I wish all of you guys a good day too.